The wind howled like a banshee, tearing at the edges of the old cabin. Inside, huddled by the crackling fire, sat Elara, her eyes wide with worry. The blizzard raged outside, a ferocious beast intent on burying everything in its path. Elara, a wildlife rehabilitator living deep in the Colorado Rockies, knew this storm was no ordinary winter squall. It was a monster, a relentless force that threatened to extinguish life. Suddenly, a frantic scratching at the door shattered the silence. Elara's heart leaped. She rushed to the door, her breath catching in her throat. Outside, amidst the swirling snow, stood a magnificent creature, a young elk, its coat matted with ice, its legs trembling. It was clearly lost, disoriented, and close to death. For a moment, Elara hesitated. Every instinct screamed at her to stay inside. This was no tame deer. It was a wild animal, unpredictable and potentially dangerous. But the sight of the elk, its eyes wide with terror, pleading for help, shattered her resolve. She couldn't let it die out there. Carefully, Elara opened the door a crack, offering the elk a sliver of warmth. The creature, sensing the invitation, stumbled inside, collapsing onto the worn rug in front of the fireplace. Elara, her hands trembling, fetched a thick blanket and gently draped it over the elk. The animal shivered violently, its breath coming in ragged gasps. Elara knew she couldn't keep the elk inside forever. It belonged in the wild. But until the storm passed, she had to do everything she could to keep it alive. She built a makeshift bed of hay and blankets, creating a cozy nest near the fire. Then, with a mix of fear and determination, she approached the elk. The creature was wary at first, its ears twitching at every sound. But as Elara offered it warm water and a small pile of fresh apples, the elk began to relax. Slowly, tentatively, it began to eat. Elara watched, her heart swelling with a strange sense of wonder. This wild creature, so different from herself, was completely trusting her, relying on her for survival. Over the next few days, an unlikely bond formed between the woman and the elk. Elara, with a gentle touch and unwavering patience, nursed the creature back to health. She learned its name, of course, was Aspen. Aspen, in turn, responded to Elara's kindness with a quiet dignity and an unexpected affection. It would nuzzle her hand with its soft nose, its eyes filled with a gratitude that transcended species. When the storm finally subsided, Elara knew it was time for Aspen to return to the wild. She led it to the edge of the woods, her heart heavy with the knowledge that she would never see it again. Aspen hesitated, looking back at Elara with a mournful gaze. Then, with a final, lingering look, it turned and disappeared into the trees. Elara watched until Aspen was out of sight, tears welling up in her eyes. It was a bittersweet farewell, but she knew it was the right thing to do. The elk belonged in the wild, free and untamed. Yet, a part of her would always carry the memory of that extraordinary week, a reminder of the unexpected connections that can form between the human and the wild, a testament to the power of compassion and the enduring spirit of life. For more heartwarming stories like this one, focusing on the emotional connections between humans and wild animals, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Don't miss out on the next adventure.